Well, good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? It's Miss Barb. Are you guys ready for a weekend? Huh? It's Saturday. It's Memorial Day weekend. Are you guys ready? What are you doing? Where are you going? What you eating? Who are you hanging out with? Tell me. I want to know. I'm a nosy old busybody. All right. So let me tell you what we're doing this morning. I have put in my air fryer. Okay, one of my high protein pizzas crusts. All right, I like mine nice and toasty. You do not have to put them in there if you don't want them in there, and you don't have to do them as toasty as I do. This is what it is. Okay, this is by Golden Home. Okay, it is a plant-based protein pizza with 18 grams of protein on it. So yeah, right here, this is almost, once we get the steak and eggs put on it, it's going to be over 30 grams because we got this, and we're going to put some pesto on it. And now pesto does not have, before I tell you it doesn't have any protein, let me make sure. It has 3 grams of protein per quarter cup. We're not using a quarter cup. We're using a couple of tablespoons. Okay, so any brand of pesto, if you've never really used pesto, it's garlic, olive oil, and basil. Sometimes it'll have oregano in it. It definitely has an interesting flavor. So if you've never tried it, I do recommend that you get a cheaper brand. Okay, one of the ones that you buy at the store, a name brand. This is so good. A name brand that you recognize, okay, the brand of, and try it out because it is $3 or $4 for a little jar of it. So I always recommend that you start out with the brand that you're familiar with, the name, and go from there. If you really like it, then by all means, go ahead and go for the more expensive ones. But don't do that right off the bat. All right, so we put our pesto sauce on our pizza crust. All right, and over here, until I've been in my honey bunny, I made his breakfast first, so I'm using his skillet. All right, remember last night we had some fajitas. So I have steak, onions, and mushrooms left over from last night. So we're gonna put that in there. That's been heating up while I was talking to you guys. And I just did this in my air fryer. So that is going right now. Put this away, get some cheese out. And you can use any cheese that you like. Some people are going to say mozzarella. Some people are going to tell you, cheddar. You use what cheese you like. Here's the thing. In order to make this program successful, you still have to eat things that you like the taste of. If you're eating something that tastes like cardboard, you're not going to stick to it. Okay? Just a heads up. So if you are on this journey, and this journey is not from a surgery, it's just a natural journey, okay? Don't go do something silly like cut out every bit of sugar and carbs in your diet. That's just going to make you sick. Cut them back. That's what you do. You start by cutting them back, okay? And then and as your body adjusts to 25% less carbs and sugar, then you cut that back by 25%. And then you let your body adjust. And then you cut that back by 25%. One of the things that my family doctor, before I had my procedure done, I started a year in advance of my procedure. Already I had diabetes. So I had already cut out a whole lot of sugar and gone to sugar substitutes and that kind of stuff. But my family doctor is the one who told me to cut my sugar, whatever I was consuming, cut it by 25%, and then cut it by 20, let your body adjust so you don't go through the major detox. They call it the carb flu. And that's where your body is going through massive withdrawals because you have just literally cut off all carbs. And that's, like I said, it's going to make you very, very sick. It's not a fun thing. So, my family doctor did not recommend it. I agree with that. So, You can take it any way you want. I'm not a doctor. I'm only a nurse, and I'm only telling you what my doctor shared with me. It does make it easier on your body. So, all right, we're gonna put the steak and eggs right on top of our pizza crust. Just like so. Now you can get some sour cream to put on this. We're gonna get a little bit of taco sauce and take out to the patio table. So here we go, a couple tablespoons of cheese. No, that wasn't quite 2 tablespoons of cheese, but this will probably make it 2 tablespoons. All right, so there we have that. We're gonna toss this back in the air fryer and let this cheese melt. This is what it's gonna look like. It is so yummy. Okay, I'll be right back. Don't go away. All right, guys, I'm back. Are you ready? Here's our breakfast, okay? So, this is what we have this morning. Okay, we have a slice of cantaloupe, or as Mindy likes to call it, candylope. All right, so we have 18 grams of protein for our pizza crust. We have 2 eggs, which is 6 grams of protein. So that is 18, 20, that's 30 grams of protein without the steak and without the cheese. So right now we're sitting at 30 plus the steak, which probably got 3 or 4 because there wasn't a whole lot left. Okay, so we'll just say 35 with the steak and cheese is 35 grams of protein breakfast here. Okay, and we got a little bit of sour cream that we're gonna slop on here, just a smidge. Okay, this is where you have to watch it if you're counting calories. Sour cream is one of those that's really high in calories, so you kind of have to watch how much of it you use. Okay, and some taco sauce. Because, you know, these were fajitas that we had last night. All right, and then there we go. So think outside the box, folks. So that little steak that David and I separated, last night I told you we got 4 meals out of it. This makes 5. So David had his piece of steak. I had my steak that night. Then I had, what else did I do with it? I made the fajitas. What did I do? Oh, I made a scramble yesterday morning. I made the fajitas last night, and then I had the leftover part of the fajitas that we made this morning into a fajita breakfast pizza. Okay. So good. Now, if you cannot find these pizza crusts, you can always use a tortilla, one of the low-carb tortillas. They only have 5 grams of protein versus 18, but they will work. It just won't be as much protein. So when you make it, put a couple of tablespoons of cottage cheese in when you're scrambling up your egg to make up the difference of the protein, and then you'll wind up with the same amount of protein, but you won't have a pizza crust. You'll have extra protein via the cottage cheese. Okay. So there's that. I've already had a 32-ounce cup full of water. I'm on my 2nd cup of coffee, which is almost empty, as you guys can see. Okay, so that's another 16 ounces of fluid. So I am on the road. I'm going to make a protein coffee. David and I are headed into town in a little bit. We got to pick up the stuff for the barbecue. I've already got the chicken, but I gotta get the hamburgers and the buns. This is so good, guys. You have no clue. I promise you, it's worth it. So, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. If you have to work, thank you very much. I worked many a holiday. My husband did as well. You know, he's a retired fire captain. I'm a retired nurse. And we've worked so many holidays over the years, so we do understand. Thank you for your service, for those of you who are working. And remember, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them. Thank you very much for everything. I am pushing the 1,000 mark on followers. I'm almost there, so I can do my TikTok shop. Don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do it. And Remember, Mama says, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all.